begin, fold your fabric in half and lay it flat. If you're using fabric with a print, make sure the good sides of the fabric are touching when folded. I'm not using a pattern to make this dress, I'm just going to be tracing a dress I have in my closet that has a similar fit. Cut out the shape of the dress, leaving about 1/4 inch seam allowance. Here I'm cutting a slant where the shoulder is, then I'm going to cut the other side of the dress. Cut a curve from the top of the shoulder slant to just above the end of the armpit hole on the other side. Do not cut too deep because you can always adjust it after trying it on. Once you're finished cutting, pin the sides of the dress and the shoulder. To make the drawstring part of the dress, I'm cutting out a rectangle that's about 3 by 6 inches, but you can make it longer or shorter depending on how far up you want the ruching to be. And I forgot to add it in, but here you can also cut out your drawstring. The measurements for that are about 2 by 22 inches. I'm using my serger to sew the sides and the shoulder, but if you're using a regular machine, use a zigzag stitch. You're going to sew along where the pins are. If you notice here, I'm cutting off a lot of excess fabric because I want the dress to fit skin tight. But don't do this until you try it on first. Then you can go back and cut off the excess. Next, open up the dress and sew around all of the edges. And this just gives the hems a cleaner look when you finish them off. Again, if you aren't using a serger, use a long zigzag stitch. When you do this, make sure you do not sew the opening of the dress shut. When you're finished, try on the dress, and here's where you can make any adjustments. To sew the straps, fold the 2-inch width in half and sew on the open edge, not the folded edge. If you're using a normal machine, do a straight stitch. To turn the straps inside out, I'm using my strap turner, but you can also use a safety pin. Now I'm using my regular machine to finish everything off. Flip the dress right side out so all the seams are hidden. Fold the edge over the inside and sew a zigzag stitch. Once all the edges are sewn, take the rectangle you cut out earlier and pin it on the inside of the bottom of the dress. Flip the dress wrong sides out and lay the rectangle over the seam so the space is symmetrical on either side of the seam. Pin along the sides and sew along the pins. Make sure you're not sewing both sides of the dress because then you'll sew the dress shut. You should only be sewing the rectangle to the one side of the fabric. In doing this, we're making tunnels for the strings. I could have made it more even on each side, but now you're going to sew a line along the seam down the middle. To add the drawstring, secure a safety pin to one end of the string. Put the safety pin in and up through one tunnel and down the other. To finish sewing the straps, I like to fold the end twice over and sew a line down the center. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.